Welcome. My name's Curtis Hermann, and I'm the commander of Stark's Company, New Hampshire SAR Color Guard. Today we're here at the Londonderry Historical Society, and we're going to prepare a number of short videos on the manual of arms that we use. Our manual of arms is based on von Steuben's drill manual. We have modified it in a number of places to suit what we do as a unit, which is mostly historical ceremonies. And I'm going to start with falling in, and one of the places where we differ from von Steuben is von Steuben talks about falling in under arms with the musket at the shoulder. And we have to remember that von Steuben's purpose was to have soldiers ready to march and enter battle at any time. Most of our ceremonies we will fall in at ranks, and there may be some delays as some of the details of the ceremony are still being worked out. So we fall in at the order. And when someone is at the order, they fall in at attention, and your shoulders are back. Your feet are approximately, if you imagine a straight line from here, your feet are at about 60-degree angle. The musket is heel of the musket is at the front of the toe and about a hand width away from the foot. So our musket, we have our feet positioned, our musket positioned, and we're at our tension with our shoulders back, and our arm here should be at about parallel with the ground and our thumb up, and the musket as vertical as possible. So we fall in at attention at the order, and we wait here, and we do this so that we do not spend long periods of time with the musket upon our shoulder. These weigh about 10 pounds, and that can get heavy. So we fall in at the order, and typically the first command will be to shoulder firelocks. And when we shoulder firelocks, we do that in 4 movements. And we count the movements with a single second or beat in between them. So the count goes and 1 and 2, etc. So going from the order to shoulder is a 4-count movement. The first count is simultaneously raising the musket and placing the hand at the swell. So we start that with and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So let's go through those in more detail. We are at the order, and 1, the first count is raising the musket and grasping at the swell at the same time with the left hand. And 2 is we're moving the right hand, we release it, and we grab the musket at the wrist. And 3 is we bring the musket to our shoulder, and we lower our left hand simultaneously. And 4 is to sharply drop the right hand. And the musket is now at the shoulder. Color guard, shoulder, firelocks. To reverse this, it is the same 4 count in reverse order. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. We drop the musket to the ground. So the first thing we need to do when learning drills is to learn the various positions that a guardsman might find themselves in. So the first one I'm going to discuss is at the order. And you can see at the order, my feet are at about 60 degrees out, split from this with about a gun's width or hand width between the heels. The musket heel is placed even with the front of the right foot. The barrel is vertical, and my hand, the forearm, is parallel with the ground. And I'll turn sideways so that you might see that better. Parallel with the ground, and my thumb is pointing up. And remember why we're in this position. We're at attention, so shoulders are back, and I am looking forward at the attention. So that is at the order. Another position that we use is called poise. And poise is the musket is in front of you. The barrel is vertical. My right hand is just below the trigger guard, and my left hand is around the barrel. My left pinky finger is resting on what's called the feather spring or the frizzen spring, and my fingers are pointed forward, and I am squeezing the barrel a bit. The height of this is my eye should be looking through my fingers. This is called poise, and we use that position in a number of movements. Typically we are not there very long. This is a little bit difficult to hold. A third position that we use a lot is shoulder or at the shoulder. And at the shoulder, the musket butt should be resting. You should feel it on the top of your thigh bone. Your fingers are cupped around the butt and your thumb so that you have control and movement of the musket. The barrel should be as vertical as possible, with the musket resting against your shoulder, not resting on your shoulder. And the trigger guard you should feel up in your armpit a bit. So this is what we call at the shoulder. And this also, normally when you're at the shoulder, you will be at attention. Another position we use is what is referred to sometimes as the rest position in some manuals. We refer to it as present. And the present arms is basically a salute with the musket. And when you get to advance, you should, again, your first finger will be resting under the trigger guard. The musket should be as in front of your left knee, as low as your right arm will extend it, and your left hand would be approximately around the swell of the gun and controlling it to maintain the barrel in both as much of a vertical position as you can, both sideways and forward and back. This is called present arms. Some units do it up here. We like to do it in front of the left knee so that the cross from the bayonet carriers and your cartridge box are formed, and someone standing in front of us can see that X.
Present arms.
So those are three main positions that we use a lot. Welcome back. In this video, we are going to go through the manual of arms we use before every ceremony in the safety inspection of the firelocks. We start at the order, and we went through that in a previous video. Feel free to go back and review that if you need a refresher on what the position is when you're at order arms. From order arms, we go to shoulder firelocks. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now the first thing we do when we're going through the safety check of our muskets is we want to make sure there is no gunpowder in the barrel. And the command we use for that is to secure firelocks.
Secure firelocks. Shoulder firelocks.
And it's basically we're going to tip the barrel over and dump any powder that is in the barrel. So the movements to secure firelocks is 1, you grab the musket with your right hand, and this is one of the instances where you do not turn it. You keep the lock facing out and the barrel facing forward. So the first count is N1. The second count is to move your hand up the barrel approximately at the swell. And the third count is just to rotate the musket down. And you will see this, that the butt of the barrel actually goes up behind my shoulder. And that is fine because one, you want to keep the barrel off the ground, and the purpose is just to turn the musket upside down. After the barrel is turned down, there will be a command, tap barrels, and you reach across and you will tap the barrel a few times to dislodge any powder that may be in the barrel. And then you return your right hand back. The next movement is just to bring the barrel back vertical and to grab it with your right hand and then go back to shoulder. So I'm going to go through those in the count. Secure firelocks, and 1 and 2 and 3. Tap barrels, shoulder firelocks, and 1 and 2 and 3. That is the first step that we take when we are doing a safety check on our muskets. The next check we do is to inspect the flint and the flash hole in the barrel to make sure that there's clear and that the lock is in good working order. And that inspection occurs at poise. So the next command in our safety check is poise firelocks, and 1 and 2. And you will hold this position until the safety officer comes down. Make sure that the half cock is working, that your flint is securely in the hammer, and that the touch hole is open. Once the safety officer has completed the inspection of the entire rank, he will give the order to shoulder firelocks. Shoulder firelocks, and 1 and 2. So that completes the second step of the safety. The next step is to make sure that the barrel is clear, there is nothing in or blocking the barrel. And the first command of that is to prepare to pull rammers. And that is started at the poise position. And prepare to pull rammers is you drop the musket, grabbing it with your left hand above the swell, dropping the musket to what's called the cast about position, and you grab the rammer and you prepare to pull it out. They will then give the command, pull rammers, and you pull the rammer, you turn it, you put part of way down the barrel, and then you wait. And at that point, the safety officer will walk down the line, and as he reaches you, you drop the rammer, and you should hear a ping if there's nothing blocking the barrel. You then grab the rammer. As he goes to the next position, you place it partly back in the holder with your hand, and the position of your hand is important. The rammer should be underneath your pinky finger to prevent your hand from being over the barrel. You don't want anything to accidentally come out of the barrel. And you will hold this position until given the command to return rammers. And on the command return rammers, you simultaneously push down and lift the musket and bring your right hand to the wrist. And you hold that, and then the next command is shoulder firelocks, and 1 and 2. So those are the 3 steps that we do to inspect and ensure the safety at each event. The first one is secure firelocks, or to dump the barrel. The second one is the inspection of the lock. And the third one is pinging the rammers against the breech of the barrel. And to remember those, we use the acronym DIP: dump, inspect, and ping.